Welcome to the Lab of Life podcast. I'm your co-host, Raluca, energy healer, intuitive, homeopath, and inner voice guide.
And I'm Lena, scientific mystic and metapsychologist. We're here to explore spirituality, ancient wisdom, and cutting-edge science to optimize our human experience.
Life is complex, and we're here to simplify it for you by sharing practical insights and strategies that will inspire and empower you to unlock your full potential. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Lab of Life podcast. Today, we are talking about Pluto and how the Pluto transit into Aquarius is going to influence the different signs. We did a previous episode about Pluto, talking about just Pluto moving into Aquarius in general and what we may expect, what we might see in the world and different aspects that Pluto can influence. And today we're going to talk specifically about how it can affect each sign and what you might see for yourself. And with the sign influence, it's I think it would be cool to look at both your sun and your moon sign, because your moon sign is your subconscious, like we talked about. It's 80% of your personality, it's your emotional body. So it can affect those sun influences, like, like if you're Pisces and then your moon is in Leo, look at both of those signs.
And ascendant too. Actually, you should look at all the three signs because they're all affecting your trajectory. And sometimes I think ascendant is even more influenced than the sun or moon sign. But yeah, I think they're all three equally important. So just look at all three just to cover all the areas that you need to pay attention to, because as we mentioned before in our previous episode, Pluto is the planet of deep transformation, and it's gonna force you to transform. If you want it or don't want it, it doesn't matter. It's just gonna make it happen for you. So might as well lean in and go with the flow.
And if you don't know about your big three signs, then refer back to our episode about astrology. We introduced what those big major signs are. We'll link it down below so you can refer back to it.
Yes. And this is just a generic overall explanation. If you want a deeper understanding, you should really explore your chart and figure out where the Pluto planet is located on your chart and which degree it is. And it's like I personally don't know how to do it, so I refer to my astrologist, or Aluka. She knows a little bit how to do it. But yeah, and like what planets in influence in which house and things like that. So if you want to really know what's going to happen to you and what to look out for, you should go look deeply in your chart. But for right now, we're just going to give you like a, I don't know, like a quick overview of each sign.
Yes. Yeah, so I will explain how to find this in your chart. Um, yes, we're going to go through each sign. So this will be just the overarching Pluto influences in Aquarius, like if you're an Aquarius, if you're a Pisces, so just the overall theme of that. But if you want to find it for yourself, what you have to do is look up your personal birth chart. So you need your birth date, birth location, and birth time. And you go to astro.com and you create your birth chart. And I like astro.com because it creates that chart where you can see the different degrees. And to see what it's affecting in your chart, you can just do a quick Google of what degree Pluto is in right now. Pluto moves very slowly. It takes 20 years for it to go through a sign. So we're going to be in Aquarius for a while. We're still in Capricorn right now, but you can look where Pluto is right now. So right now it's 27 degrees Capricorn, I believe. So once you have your chart, you would look at where the Capricorn symbol is in that chart, and there's like those little notches that you see on the side on the chart. So each little notch means 5 degrees, and we count counterclockwise. So you go like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and between 25 and like the end of the degree, that's where that 27-degree Pluto would be. And then you just look at what house it's in. And that's important because sometimes a sign can be in two houses. So it can be in like the first and second house, and it could be an overlap, or it could just be in one house. And whatever house it's in that house is the influence for you at this moment. So you can just look up what each house means. Like house number one is the house of self, house number four is home and family, house six is health, all those different themes. And you just look up what that means for you and see how it resonates for what's coming up for you right now.
Yeah, we're actually going to go over each house and say what's in each house to pay attention to. If like your Pluto is in this house and in that house. So we're going to go over that right now. So you'll be able to refer to that
Yes.
if you're looking at your chart as
Yeah.
well.
So if you want to do your chart now and pause the episode and you can have all of that information. Otherwise, even if you don't, this will still apply to you and you'll still be able to get information out of it a
Yes.
lot.
So the Aquariuses are the heroes of this whole thing.
They really are. They've been going first. I'm watching Lena and everything she's going through, and I'm like, oh, that's what's coming up.
Yeah, yep. So we're kind of like pioneers in this whole endeavor. And it is, the Pluto is for the Aquarius is in general in the first house. It's the house of self, house of who you are as a person, the identity, how you look, your physical appearance, your basically everything that makes you you. And when the Pluto is in going through the house, the first house for the Aquarius is everything, the transformation will be happening to you as a person. So everything about you as a person will transform and brings you closer to your authentic self. So all the layers that are not serving you, everything that, all the masks, all the shields and everything will fall. You will be forced to take it off and be more vulnerable and come out, and you may be, you know, get a new look. You, well, maybe you will have a completely different physical appearance. Maybe you look, start working out, cut your hair, change it. Will pay attention to different aspects of self. You basically will become a whole new person, and you might even change your name. Like those, the deep rooted transformational changes are coming for all Aquariuses. And you can also start, because Pluto is also like it's a planet of more, of a lot. So you will be able to become and like influencing masses by your example, by showing up in the world, by showing your true self. You'll be able to become a true influence of others, inspiration to others. So that's like, no wonder Aquarius go first. So because it's this new innovative world where only we can feel at home for now, so we have to bring others to and show them that it's not so scary and everything's going to be okay, and look, we survived here and we're thriving, so you can do too. Yeah, but Pluto will clear up everything that's not serving you. So everything around you that is not helping you to grow and expand and become authentic you, because as we mentioned in previous episodes, authenticity will be a new currency. The more you are appearing as you, the more natural, the more authentic you are, the more transparent you are, the better you will be, the more successful you will be in this new world that is coming up. And you also will become a little bit like a Scorpio, because it's a Pluto is a Scorpio sign, so it's like transforming your identity, making you sexier and more like mysterious and like more magnetic and more powerful. And the other thing that a lot of people will start, I think many already started tapping into the all mystical, esoteric psychology, anything that's like very out there, very unknown and shielded and mystical, because Pluto is the planet of this mysticism and esoteric and metaphysical. So that's coming too, and you might even change the profession. You've been a politician and now becoming a psychologist or whatever else.
Or we need some psychologists to become politicians.
That's true. That is true. That could
We need
totally
some
happen.
mystics to become politicians if anybody's brave enough.
Yeah, but like more and more mystics and those type of people will be emerging, because we are tapping, even the science is really heavily going into the subconscious now with all the neuroscience of like findings. And like we just had our previous episode with the professor He teaches mindfulness in
Mhm.
this massive university, right? In UCLA, they have a whole department that's tapping into that area
I
of
love
our psyche.
how it's becoming so normalized, how energy work is becoming
Mhm.
normalized in our subconscious, and going to therapy, like all of these things that were so hard to come by and like not accepted in our parents' generations, or even
Mhm.
like not, like 10 years ago, and now it's so widely available and widely accepted. If you just want to open that door to healing, like there's so many modalities available right now.
Yeah,
Anybody can do it.
definitely. So that's all. That's what for Aquarius is everything connected to self, consciousness, ego, identity, appearance. That will be transformed. And if you are already taking care of yourself and be in close to your being your authentic self, this transformation will be seamless for you. But let's say for me, for example, for the longest time I was hiding behind masks and following so many like different scenarios that are not me, and now it's really rough. I mean, this transformation is really rough for me. I feel like
And
I'm like on ayahuasca and on mushrooms and oil is all together pretty much every day. I
but
don't
you're
even.
doing it.
Yes. Oh, I don't. It's like it's just yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's
And
falling apart. Go ahead.
what you said about authenticity becoming the new currency, it's something is shifting, that it's becoming so apparent when someone is not being authentic.
Hmm.
Don't quite know what's wrong, but you can tell that something's not right. And you kind of like deterred from that, from like what they're saying. And you said this to me as well, that when I'm not being honest, like people will be able to tell. And sometimes we don't do it on purpose, right? It's things that we're still hiding from ourselves.
Yeah,
But
you
it
don't even
does,
know you're doing it. Yeah.
yeah. But it does, you can feel it on the other end when somebody's not being authentic.
Hmm. And it's usually happens when you want to like show good parts of yourself. Like you want to be like I'm this perfect self. I don't really want to be without a makeup. I have to be all done and I have to do this perfectly and say this perfectly and sound good and say the right words. But that's not authenticity because we're not perfect. Perfection is an illusion, and the more open and vulnerable you are with the world, the more people are drawn to you because everybody's suffering in the same way, right? Everybody's I think it's Leo Tolstoy said that all people are happy in the same way, but suffering is different. But I feel that we kind of, it's both. We're suffering similarly, just maybe the intensity is not the same or the subject of the suffering may be varied, but it does bring you closer to each other when you go through difficult times together and you know that you're not alone. Somebody else going through the same exact thing.
Yeah. And I think that's important to remember in this time where everybody's talking about, embodiment practices, or like what would your future self do, or like if you were this person that you already wanted to be, what would you do and what would you say? And I mean that is a good practice to meditate, but if we try to show up as that person and we're not really that person, then it comes off not authentic. So we just got to own where we are. For our Aquariuses, the Pluto influence is in their first house, which is that house of beginnings, new beginnings. Its planet is connected with Mars. The zodiac sign is Aries. So, usually, like Aries in the zodiac is the first house. So, first house and Aries have similar energy. So, it's all about the self, identity, consciousness, ego, our appearance, and our focus. All about the self. And then we're moving on to our Capricorns, where this is working counterclockwise on the wheel of astrology. So for our Capricorns, Pluto is going to be in the second house, the house of value. So usually the second house is the house of Taurus. So if you know Taurus energy, think about that. It's that the ruling planet is Venus, it's feminine, it's love, and it's has to do with our earthly possessions, our finances, our values, our self worth, lending and borrowing, material desires. And Taurus, in like that second house, is also about luxury and the senses and the things that make you feel good in this reality, in this earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be prepared. Actually, first, whatever was happening for you, that was it was in your sign for the past 15 years. So whatever you have
So
started,
is Pluto in that sign for 15 years? I said 20 at
it
the beginning. I
no,
might
it
be
it
wrong.
varies. No, right
Okay.
now it's going to be for 20 plus.
Okay.
It's even a little bit more than that. So it varies. It different like has different trajectories. So it was for 15 plus minus before, and now it's going to be for 20 something. So, whatever started for you 15 years ago, it's coming to an end. So, everything that was happening, good or bad, it will transform into something else because it's ending right now and we're transitioning into the completely different segment. And many Capricorns were probably digging in deep into themselves, trying to understand what they made of and, and what is happening because it was in their first house. And now they move into the cash, money, property, possessions. So, Pluto symbolizes big profits and big money. Anything that you start right now could bring you huge income and big money, or you can connect maybe with people who will influence you or bring the big money into your life. But no, I think that would be other people. So that would, I think, for Capricorns right now, it's just how they bring in this source of income. But it could happen that you have to lose the source of income before you go in and start like doing something better. So you might lose your job that you have now because it's not good for you, and maybe start your own business or maybe change the job. So things like that. So that's why it's very important not to wait for to get to like be pushed out of comfort zone, but really understand, really evaluate where you are right now. Is this good or bad? How is it serving you? If it's not serving you, try to understand, like try to look for things that may be more congruent with you. So your values and the view of life will change. So maybe if you are, if your value is freedom and you working 9 to 5 and hating it every day and only like really going on vacation for 2 weeks a year, that will change if you want it or not, because everything will come close to the values that are yours. So you have to look at your values and understand, try to evaluate if you live according to your values or not.
Yeah. And if you don't know your values, I think Pluto's going to make help you figure out what your values are.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So I always feel that it's better to try to understand yourself and figure out what are your values are before you've been shown, because Pluto brings radical transformation. It's not a joke. It's not going to be like an easy. So if you don't walk the walk yourself, you're going to be pushed very harshly
Yeah. But
into the road.
but also we don't want to scare you. Like you know, so many people make it through life not knowing anything about the astrology and anything that's going on. Like all of this stuff is going to happen naturally. We don't have to be afraid.
Yeah, but don't exactly. That's not to scare you. It's
Yeah.
more to inspire you to start making changes in your life,
Hmm.
because so many people were going through life without not knowing anything. That's no longer the case. Aquarius is taking the stage, so
Yeah.
awareness is coming if you want it or not. This is going to be forced on everyone. Everybody will become more aware, and it's not going to be fun if you not preparing. If you're not really looking into it and understanding what's happening with you. It's like if you disconnected from your body and don't know what's happening in your body, and then get all those diseases, like, wow, what happened? Why am I getting all those diseases? I'm such a victim. Well, maybe you should have paid attention to certain things before and stuff like that.
And that also makes me think of I think it was like an astrologer I saw online sharing how like super successful people use astrology, and they have used it in the history. Like
Mhm.
people that are billionaires, they use astrology. They listen to these cycles.
They use all the tools they have. They use all the tools in their possession,
Mhm.
and that's why only the more you know, the more you understand. What happened? The more you know, the more you understand where you can succeed and where your weaknesses and where your strong sides, and how to incorporate the societal and planetary shifts into your success. And
That's right.
don't go against it, but go with that flow.
So Capricorns, for your success, since you're gonna be working all on your cash, on your money, on your property, possessions, go work with astrology. This will be good for
Yes.
you. Okay, okay.
So your astrologer will be able to tell you, okay, this is what's coming for you, especially like based on your chart, your individual chart, and this is how you can remedy it in order to avoid the negative stuff, but still gain the impact of the lesson that you would have gotten going through the negative stuff.
Yes.
Hmm.
Learning through
Learning
learn.
through Satori and not
Yes.
through Kensho.
Yeah.
And it's
Getting the
Satori.
wisdom,
Learning through the insight and not through
the
challenges.
experience. Yeah.
Yes. So we all
Shortcut. It's like in a
thrive.
video game, you just like learn a little shortcut to get to the
Hmm.
next level.
Exactly. All right. So next is Sagittarius. It's in the third house. It's the house of communication, brothers, sisters, neighbors, relatives, car, like shorter trips. Um, learning, like education, right? I believe the education, communication, perception, technology, transport, early education. So maybe you learn a new language because it's also about the language. Maybe you learn some completely something new in your life and start teaching that. And maybe you'll write a book. Maybe you will become like a media person, journalist, something in that area. And again, remember, Pluto is big, massive, everything's huge, big. So a lot of people. So maybe you will impact a lot of people with the new thing that you will be learning. This transformation will come in those areas. Maybe you will go and get a new diploma or new certificates, and you're gonna want to learn new things and become maybe a medium, or hypnotist, or become a criminal, do the criminal studies, learning law and learning all of that. So everything connected to Pluto, it could bring up some inspiration in you to completely change your life and transform and come closer to something that is more congruent with you and your purpose.
I love that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the third house is like Gemini. It's like the planet Mercury. It is all about communication and, yeah, that air energy of thought and communication and looking at both sides.
Yeah, and it's also about the car. So for those maybe who still drive a gas car, they might switch to electric cars of the future or
You might
something
get a
like that.
Ferrari.
Well, maybe Ferrari will become electric. Who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, Teslas are pretty fast.
Yeah.
They really go very fast. So maybe new speeding cars and racing cars will be electric too.
Hovercrafts.
Mhm.
Such a side note, but I was, you know how people are talking about like the potential of flying cars and like hovering cars, and I was like, imagine what it would take to organize like flight levels or like how roads would work if you had flying cars. If like you would just be going on multiple levels, like where would you ascend and descend? Like how many layers
But
of
the AI will be
cars,
doing it. We don't even have to do anything. That will be all done automatically by AI.
which is kind of scary. What if somebody hacks it?
Well, then everybody crashes.
Yeah.
It happens. But also, I think people make way more mistakes than AI would be, or some if like somebody would maliciously hacks it. No, but
Yeah.
it's like anything. If somebody's trying to take over the plane, just those things happen. But
See, like I'm like the person that wants to hide in the woods, so the
I know.
concept of everything being connected and like online like that is so scary to me. And like having cameras everywhere and
But remember that thing that I sent you about fears? What was it? Fear is because you're really fearful a lot about many different things. Where is it? Fear. You can either it has two meanings: forget everything and run,
Mhm.
or face everything and rise. So it's important to not give into our fears, our survival instinct, and be like, "Oh my God, it's something bad will happen," because something bad could happen, especially if you keep thinking about it. Now,
Yeah.
remember, the universe like gives you where you put your energy into, like where you place your attention and your energy to. So it doesn't know if it's good or bad. It's neutral for the universe. But if you constantly think about bad things happening, there will happen. But if you constantly think about the world is, like Einstein said, you can either look at the world where nothing is a miracle or everything is a miracle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just try to concentrate on that everything is a miracle and everything is great and everything is
Yeah.
beautiful.
See, I kind of don't like that everything is neutral to the universe. I would like it to discern for me and be like clearly she doesn't want this. It makes her feel anxious. So let's give her the other thing.
Oh, well, yeah, that's not gonna
The
happen.
universe is
So
intelligent.
exactly, it's like you asking for it. Here you go.
But I'm not asking for it.
You are.
I
You're placing
know
your
we
attention. You.
have to master our thoughts. We have to stop
It's the
pretending like
thoughts.
we're victims to our thoughts.
They gonna get material. Like they're gonna become. They will materialize faster now. So you have to really understand your thought process and understand what you're thinking about and how you get caught up in the vortex of the negative thoughts, especially with everything that's happening and will keep happening in the world. It's very easy to slid into that. Oh my God, that's it. Everybody got to get me. Danger is
Yeah.
everywhere. I just want to be in the woods, and but it's dangerous
I
in the
do
woods
want to be
too. If you
not
think
in my
about
hut.
it,
No.
there's
But it's like it's hard to be like sometimes okay, it's hard to be blissfully oblivious. Right?
you
Like
don't have to be
sometimes I'll be like
oblivious.
sometimes I'm like, okay, everything's working out, everything's working out, everything's working out, and then something will happen. I'm like, it's like a 3D reality sets in and be like, but this is the reality of it right now.
Yeah, but that's it. Just show you that maybe you, on the background, you still believe that bad things will happen and you still fear them. Because if you clear those thoughts, if you remove all this from your head, it's not going to happen. And it is difficult because we are programmed to be afraid.
We are. It's a survival
Since it's a
mechanism.
survival mechanism, and
We're
it's not.
running away from the tigers.
Yeah,
That's what we're
everything is
that's
the
what
danger. Let's just be home, sit on the couch, and it's very. But it's an illusion. Safety
Mhm.
and security is an illusion. You the only one who creates the safety and security for yourself with your thoughts
I
that
know.
get materialized.
It's interesting because the more like we try to create that safety and security, we end up making our world smaller and smaller. Like the more you lean into that safety, it's like you see people that are afraid to like do certain things because of the dangers of it, right? And then we just end up making our reality so small. Like I'm just not gonna go anywhere. And then we move on to Scorpio, which is going to, for Scorpios, the influence is going to be on that fourth house energy, which is the house of home. So the fourth house is connected to the sign of Cancer, and the ruling planet is the moon. So this is a beautiful little nurturing house. It's the house of family, home, ancestry, nurturing parent, youth, and origins. So for lovely Scorpios, I think they're going to resonate with this because the fourth house is also like a water sign house. So you might feel cozy in here. It's all about the personal life, your personal space, where you live, your home, family, everything that gives you that sense of safety and securities. It could have something to do with transformation of your personal space and personal life, kids, marriage. Could also be divorce, like if the marriage isn't aligned. You can start personal relationships that are extremely transformational. like in the way that it changes everything you knew and like everything you thought. It's about your lifestyle. Could also, so since it has to do with your home and everything around that, so if anything that's not aligned with what is truly in your highest best, it can change those things. So you could have a change of home and location. You could move, like even move countries, move houses, but that's all to bring you to where you need to be, where
Hmm.
would be even better for you.
Yeah, they're always for the better. Like Pluto always changes stuff for the better, even though it doesn't feel like that at the moment. But yeah, all those transformations that are gonna be for you for the better. You will
Hmm.
appreciate it afterwards.
Hmm. Yeah. And also, you can uncover like family secrets and do some ancestral healing during this time. So,
Yeah.
I'm having a planetary influence in the fourth house right now, and I'm feeling some ancestral things coming up. And I'm not even a Scorpio, just
Yeah.
but like it's happening in a transit in my chart with another planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just keep in mind that this area of your life will be transformed. And again, try to assess what is not working for you and make steps in order to transform it yourself before you'll be forced to transform. And you know what? Definitely insure your property because Pluto, it represents insurance companies. And you know, it is possible to have some sort of a damage done to your house. So it will be beneficial if it's insured. So, like, let's say if there's a fire happening, then you'll receive the money. And if that house is not serving you, you're not only going to transform into something else, but it's going to be very beneficial for you with an extra money coming in. And then we have Libra. Libra is the Pluto is in the fifth house. I think this is my favorite house because it's the house of pleasure. It's the house of kids, hobbies, casual sex, entertainment. You know, fun games. It's like the fun house, which I don't even
Leo
know what people,
energy.
huh?
But your moon is in Leo, right? So this is like, this energy.
Yeah, but that exactly. I
Yeah.
do know this energy. Although I tap into it, like I used to tap into it way more than now. I should go. I want to go back to that. Yes. Like I don't even know like what would be transforming here. I think it all will be beneficial because it's gonna just transform the people will have kids and romances and just well the love to self too. So it is possible that through some difficult situation you will understand how to love yourself more and how to really be true to yourself and be truly authentic. uh, you might meet some wealthy people because Pluto again is about wealth and big things.
So Libra,
Children,
you're gonna have some fun.
yes, I think a lot of Libras will have kids, like not a kid, kids,
So that's our
plural.
Libra suns, Libra moons, Libra risings.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's a fun house. It's a hobby. Some new hobbies might appear, and maybe hobbies that bring you a lot of like big, huge money. Games, lotteries. Maybe you will win a lottery. So try that. But yeah, the lighter you are, the more excited you are about life, the easier for you would be to go through the transformation. Just to stay light and curious, like a kid. Bring in that energy, and you will have so much fun in this next 20 years.
I
Lucky
love this
Libras.
Libras.
I
Go
know.
Libras.
I don't even. I think I have like. I don't even have Libra in my chart. I think maybe. I don't know. But yeah, not my main planets. So I'll still be going through all those transformations.
All right. And then we have Virgo. So Pluto is going to be in your sixth house. And the sixth house is the sign of Virgo. How did this happen?
I know.
I don't know. But
Matchy, matchy.
but you're going to be right at home. The
Hmm.
Virgo is all about healing and your daily routines and hygienes. It's like the house of self care, of caring for your body, of like your routine, all the things you do for yourself. It's everyday life, it's structure. like if you think about it, every time we go into Virgo season, which is like, that September energy, everybody just like feels like starting to tidy their house and like
Hmm.
organize things and organize their schedules. And it's like going back in routine. And it's like, yeah, it's because it's back to school season, but also that Virgo energy that so naturally happens. So
Hmm.
everything that you feel in that back to school time when you're like, let's go back into our routine, let's like clear up our home and like let's get back to like making food for ourselves and all of these things, that's Virgo energy. So for Virgo, that's going to be your focus, taking care of yourself, nutrition routines, your
Hmm.
body, also house pets, like pets might come in your life, big pet energy. Um, yeah.
But like service and duty too. So you might learn that you want to be of service to someone and organize your life around that, or maybe change your routine in to be able to be more available to be at service, or maybe take care of someone, your elderly parents or somebody else like that. But yeah, everything connected to health and taking care of yourself, this is the priority. So if something is not serving you right now, again, you'll be forced to change your routine, uh, into like health routine and the food and the nutrition and the exercise and everything like that, your everyday life, into making sure that it's really helping your health. So again, don't be waiting for any diseases to come on before you start taking care of yourself. Just start taking care of yourself now.
Mhm.
Remove all the negative things that are not good for you and for your body and for your health from your life.
Yeah. And you'll feel it, like what it is.
Yeah.
Like
You
your
will.
body's already telling you.
Hmm. You already know, actually. You already started feeling it. So just tune in a little bit more and start making the changes. And you just breathe through it, as it's Raluca said. It's your house. It's exactly what you know, what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And
Our beautiful
Leo.
Virgo healers. Yeah,
Yes.
Leo.
Ah, Leo. Well, which my moon is in Leo, and it's the seventh house. Oh my God.
Yay!
I don't know. Like, I feel like all my planets have been in the seventh house
Me
lately.
too. We both have the North Node in the seventh house, and
It's like the North Node in the seventh house means that for us to learn relationship with others, to master relationship with others, it's our purpose in this lifetime. So we
Mhm.
mastered being on our own and taking care of ourselves in the previous lifetime. So now it needs to be reversed, and it's the hardest. Oh my God. Because I always just want to escape, just like you. You want to go in the woods and don't really
Yeah.
interact with anyone. I feel
But
the
the
same
thing
way.
is, like when we tap into that North Node energy, that's when we feel like most, alive and accomplished because it's what we came here to
Mhm.
do. But it
Yeah.
is like our challenge. It's like our mountain to climb. It's our Everest.
Yes. It's like, that's it. I quit. I quit. It's like, no, you don't quit. Keep moving forward. It's going to be so much better on the other side.
Yeah.
So, seventh house, it's all other people, partnerships, marriages, especially like intimate partnerships, long term relationships, business partners, even enemies. So, it will all transform. So, some people will leave, some people will appear. You will, get all new surrounding. Maybe you change your partner, get divorced, get married. uh, Often the death of a marriage is possible, especially if it's this relationship is not really serving you, and it's like there will be a deep transformation of your understanding of the relationship and what you want for yourself. So maybe business partners will change. Maybe you will completely change businesses and you be your own boss. But no, but I think it's still like connecting to people and learning how to be with other people and work with other people and how to be successful by working with other people in harmony.
And then we go into Cancer signs. So Cancer is my moon sign. And for Cancers, Pluto is going to be in the eighth house. So that's the house of sex and death and transformation and rebirth. So Pluto is like very at home in the eighth
Yeah.
house. Eighth house is Scorpio, ruling planet is Pluto. This is exactly Pluto energy right here.
Hmm.
So that's, yeah. sex, intimacy, psychology, magic, fears, transformation, death, like the deep, dark, like Scorpio and Pluto energy. It's like at the bottom of the ocean. It's that the deep subconscious, the stuff that we don't want to look at. It's secrets, other people's monies, depth, darkness, things we keep hidden. This is I'm like scared, but also kind of excited for this. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. You know, everything's gonna change for better. It's all that Pluto does that. Pluto changes everything for the better. Sometimes through painful, like transformation, but it's always for the better.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Scorpio stings us sometimes.
you might figure out your purpose and will gain a lot of money. Maybe your partner will bring you a lot of money and like start making it, you will gain the money in that way. And you're gonna, like, your sexuality will emerge and you will have a lot of passionate sex, and you will definitely start tapping into the occult and some psychological deep transformational magical things. So yeah, you're right at home. You're gonna start making your magic. It seems like
Oh,
your witch, your shadow will come out and be like, I'm in full power.
yeah, the
Let me
dark witch
show
is
you.
about to come out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So all the dark sides of the cancers are about to emerge.
Are you
Oh,
guys ready for this?
oh, my cousin, she's a Leo, and she has her husband and both kids are cancers. And I'm like,
Mm,
oh, that's gonna be fun.
it is going to be fun. Can we got to reframe this.
It's
We
gonna
have
be
to
fun.
It's going to be
Yes.
fun.
It's gonna be so much fun.
We have to focus on what we want to feed the wolf that we want to grow.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the Gemini, for the Gemini, Pluto is in the ninth house, the house of spirituality, the house of religion, so the faith. And this house really symbolizes faith and idols. So the people might have the crisis of religion, or maybe the idols will fall, the fall of idols. Maybe they'll change their religion or things they believe in, which I don't think it's maybe. I think that's 100%. So a lot of people will be shifting, like a lot of Geminis will be changing what they believe in and what's important, what, and their spirituality and their faith in things. And they also might start teaching and spreading their wisdom and maybe traveling, organizing retreats, looking for truth, looking for the higher truth. They could become like guides, and this is also like faraway lands, so they might be going far away somewhere, exploring new lands. Maybe they will discover some new lands. Who
Ooh.
knows? Grandkids, so like a lot of people will, by the appearance of the grandkids, their lives will be deeply transformed, which of course for the better. You can also like meet your true guru, teacher, or like your guide that will take you to the path or take you to the purpose that you need to follow. So again, everything connected to that, higher learning, ideology, worldview, spirituality, religion, and
Mhm.
things like that.
Yeah. And it's like, because it's that ninth house, which is connected to that Sagittarius energy. It's very
Hmm.
like truth seeking sign.
Hmm. Yeah, they will
Yeah.
start truth seeking. I think they starting this up to this like full moon. They're gonna start. Ah.
And then we go to our beautiful Tauruses. So for Tauruses, the influence will be the 10th house energy, which is that energy of Capricorn, and that ruling planet is Saturn. So Capricorn is like reputation, power, influence. It's very much career and work oriented, um, like structure. Capricorn is like a masculine energy, and I feel like that'll be a good influence for like that Taurus
Mhm.
feminine energy. So it's about your role in society, your career, your status. It can feel like something can happen that could make you feel like your career is over, but that would only be a transition thing. So
Mhm.
it's just to move on to the next thing. So I don't want to say like your career is over, but this like
You're going to change
this
your status completely. Like you will shift careers completely. Like something you've been doing one thing all your life, and all of a sudden you woke up one day like I don't care about this anymore, and you just like shifted in like a totally different
yeah.
career path. So
Unless you're in the career that's already perfectly aligned for you, in which case you'll just
you just get promoted
yeah.
and become even more successful and change your status that way, and to maybe start to influence more people, like be more vocal, be more visible and things like that.
Yeah.
Because to gain more power within the career that you already have.
And it feels like you have like such a push and drive towards that too, because
Mhm.
Capricorn has such a drive when they find that thing that they're, passionate about working towards.
Yeah,
So excited for you, Tauruses.
I know, finally, because I feel that they've been struggling too a little bit with the instability, and Taurus is really like that
Yeah, Tauruses
stability.
do not like change.
So it will help them a little. Like the Pluto will be on the helping side in this house. It's not going to be as much of a struggle.
Yay.
Well, Aries,
It's all
good.
good things for all of us.
Yes, all good things for all of us. All good things. So for Aries, Pluto is in the 11th house. It's a house of friendship, internet, community, wishes, charity, earned wealth. So you might become a leader of a group or create your own group. Your circle of friends might change. The new friends might come. The old friends might disappear, and things like that. You can completely shift your surroundings. And again, we're looking at, remember, it's not just your sun in Aries, it's your moon in Aries and ascendant in Aries. That if you have that, it will influence you in this way. So you might start a different type of business that is connected to internet. You might start being successful through the internet, being visible through the internet. You can start influencing the world, also connecting with other people. And as I said, you can create a whole new organization or start working for the worldwide organization that makes impactful changes. So yeah, this is a cool house. I think
Hmm.
it's
You would.
it's
It's Aquarius.
it is Aquarius. Yes, yes.
It is a cool
I
house.
wonder. I'm like, why is it so? It feels so comfortable even
Yeah,
talking about
it
it.
sounds
But
just
yeah,
right.
but it's also social media and being like visible and working through and connecting and understanding the social media and becoming influence, like utilizing the social media to really send your message across and emit your power and show and earn wealth too.
Hmm. We love it. And then we move on to Pisces. My sign.
Yes.
Pluto's going to be in 12th house, which is the home house of Pisces. I don't know how this happened, but we love it.
Yes.
So it's
Oh, there's going to be
really
so many
playing.
Pisces emerging. Was they're going to be reborn like Phoenix?
So somehow Secrets pops up here again, and I don't know how I caught that both on my Cancer and my Pisces side, but here we are.
It's just like it's coming up. And what's the ascendant
Cancer.
and moon Cancer?
Yeah,
Oh my god!
I
Oh my
know.
god! Well, you will dine and be reborn like Phoenix in the good way.
I'm going to become the most transparent person there ever was.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I don't want to say that. I'm just going to I'm going to be fully myself.
Yes. You'll be fully in touch with yourself.
Yeah. So the 12th house is Pisces house and the ruling planet is Neptune. The energy of this house is secrets, fears, dreams, fantasy, the occult again, faraway lands, like spirituality and being connected to all that is. Um, it's going deep within yourself. It's oh my gosh, I don't even know. It's psychology and mysticism and the esoteric, anything metaphysical. You can our Pisces can become very successful leaning into this esoteric and the mystical. It's like their home energy. Like Pisces are intuitive, they're water signs. It's the last sign of the zodiac, so it is connected. It has like energy from all the previous signs. Like it's just connected to all there is. And it's really going to be a time for the Pisces to get into touch with their powers during this time, this Pluto and Aquarius period. And, dive deep into that Pluto energy of death and transformation and rebirth. And we're going to dig deep. We have the opportunity to become influential by using our wisdom, our energy, and it can also come up as like moving and moving countries, moving somewhere.
Yeah, but it also like you live like far away up the grid. That's 12th house for me. It's like, you know, islands, like far away
House
hidden.
and
So maybe you will go
woods in the
live in the
woods.
forest. Which in the woods, you will go live in the forest. Maybe your wish will come true. And that's where you gain all your power and then you'll emerge again.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. I'm moving to the woods, but it's okay because Pluto's in Aquarius, so we'll still have internet.
Yep, exactly.
We'll still be
Oh,
connected.
that's so funny. Oh my god. Yeah.
So it's like a good sign to, connect with the meaning of life and also release our fear and shame and guilt. Pisces is also like that sign that craves liberation. So we want to liberate ourselves, release all those things weighing us down. So it can be a big transformative time for us. We have
Hmm.
20 years to do it. So, but
Yes. You
the
deep,
more
deep,
we lean
deep.
into it, maybe
The
we can move through
faster.
this faster.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly. The
really
more
want to take 20 years to do it.
exactly, the more you lean into it, and you know that the all the secrets will come out. So the transparency is the key word in all of that. Digging into you, but like also reaching and being transparent with yourself and with others. It's just gonna make it the more authentic you are and the more honest you are, you will never have to worry about being exposed and all your secrets coming out. It's just like, this is me, this is my life, I'm owning it.
Mhm.
And yeah, that will make it so much easier.
Wow. So that's our Pluto influence for all the different signs. So this is
Mhm.
just a general
General
general.
review.
If
Yeah.
you want to find out where it is specifically for you, then look up your house, but you will still feel this influence of like, the Pisces in general because
Mhm.
it's all a collective connection. But
Mhm. We are affected by energies of others
yeah,
more than we know.
more than we know.
And you can either be aware of it and use it to your advantage or pretend it's not happening and still be impacted by it. Just
And
don't
just feel
understand.
anxious and not know why. And
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
but we've got this. We're happy about it. It'll be fun to like listen back to this, in a few years and be like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah. You're like, oh, on the other side already. That's cool.
Hmm. Part
Oh,
of me wants to be like, I'm gonna make it through this Pluto transit in like 1 year. I'm just gonna get all my work
why
done and I'm gonna return enjoy it.
why are you in such a hurry? You enjoy the process, enjoy the path.
I want to get to
Don't,
the good part.
that is the good part. All
I
of this is
know.
the good part. Yes. So this, even you right now being in this like funky state that you don't really know what's happening, and it's kind of like a stalling up in the air stagnation, it's still a good part because it's teaching you something. It's an experience that you're going through, which is very valuable.
I know,
And
but
I'm
it's
telling this to you and to
uncomfortable.
myself.
It's uncomfortable.
I know it is. It's so uncomfortable.
Especially when it shows up in your physical body. Like when things are in your body, you're just like, how can I even I don't want to. I don't want to do
Yeah,
it.
I know. I have a couple last night, and with this leg that is still hurting, and it's like this burning sensation, but it also like nervous ticks in it, and I'm like, oh, what else am I not seeing? What are the pains I'm still like not addressing? It's
Yeah,
so uncomfortable. But we are equipped to handle it. That's what
we
we're
are.
here for. It's the whole point of being alive. It's the whole point of uh, experiencing the experiences and gaining wisdom and expand. And we do expand through discomfort. We grow through discomfort, and it's like the best when we learn to embrace it, which I'm still struggling with, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there much better than it was before. It's just it's gonna be much easier.
I know.
It's still
I'm
gonna be
definitely not embracing it yet. And it's so
a
funny. Like, I will just go into this like victim mindset and I'll be like, universe, I don't want to do this. If it's going to be like
yeah.
this, like, I don't want to do it.
I
Like, you
know.
want me to show up and do all these things, but you're making it so hard. And like, the universe doesn't care about my victim
Nope,
mentality. We're
at
just,
all. Not at all. And I remember like a couple of years ago when I was in a similar state and I was sitting on the couch and I'm like, that's it. I'm gonna go out and I'm not coming back to this stupid earth again. And then I'm like, my higher self or whatever is like, well, but you remember you were so uncomfortable on ayahuasca and you went back. And I'm like, I did. So I am coming back. I'm coming back. But yeah, it's still a long way for me before I exit. So still so much to learn and expand and get to the
yeah.
levels that I need to get to.
And it's funny, like we have to remember, it's like we are so struggling so much or being so uncomfortable here, but then still a part of us, like the higher self that like sees this from a different perspective, is kind of enjoying it. Like I feel that when my emotions are really heightened, like if I'm
Yeah.
crying, if I have like this big emotional like
Mhm.
outburst, and I'm like crying, I'm like this sucks, and a part of me is like, this is kind of cool.
I know. I know. And it's like
The human
beautiful.
experience.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay. So we will leave all the links to the thing that we mentioned in the description.
Yeah.
If you have any questions or would like to share your thoughts and experiences with us, we would really appreciate it. You can do it on Instagram or you can do it in the comments below the podcast on whatever platform you are listening to. And
Yeah.
this was fun. This was fun to research, and it's going to be even more fun to really experience it.
Yeah. Easier to research than it will be to experience. Actually, no, I shouldn't say it like that. We're gonna reframe that.
Exactly.
It's gonna be
Don't
easy. It's gonna be fun.
program it. It's
It's
going to
gonna
be
be.
so much easier. So
We're just
easy.
going with the flow.
Exactly.
So,
Ugh.
thank you for joining us for this episode. And make sure you subscribe and follow our podcast. And we will see you next time. We don't know what the topic is yet, so it's gonna be a surprise for you and for us.
Yeah.
All right.